Hey everyone, welcome to the HavenCraft class introduction for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Today we're going to be talking about some cards and some decks from the history of Shadowverse 1 and kind of give you some examples of how HavenCraft typically plays and why you might enjoy it. But before we do, if this is your first video of mine that you've clicked on, thank you. I really appreciate it. We're very close to release, and in about 12 hours from recording, all of the cards will be released, and I will be doing basically a big card review, my first impressions on every card in the game, and then from then on, we're going to be doing some budget deck builds, some real deck builds and stuff before the release of the game tomorrow. So I'm very, very excited. We're getting down to the wire here, and yeah, thanks for watching this video. So let's get into it. So what is HavenCraft? Well, HavenCraft is typically the control and healing class for Shadowverse. So here are two cards, Themis Decree and Elena's Prayer. We'll get into them in a second, but over the course of Shadowverse's history, HavenCraft, compared to some of the other control classes like Blood, has definitely focused more on healing and board clears and stuff like that as their way of control. So let's get into some cards. So Elena's Prayer, one of the more iconic Haven cards. It's a 3-mana, 3 amulet. Whenever your leader's defense is restored, give +1/+1 to all allied followers. So Elena, we always see this type of effect come up every so often because of just how integral healing is, and giving healing another value to the effect, right, is really strong in this game because unlike Shadowverse Evolve, the max health is 20. So in Shadowverse Evolve, you can overheal up past 20. Evolve, by the way, is the physical version of Shadowverse. In this game, in the digital versions, the max health is 20, so you can't heal over it. So you do need some of these cards where it's like, hey, if I'm never taking damage, if I'm doing my game plan, right, if I'm clearing the board and healing and stuff, I'm gonna be at 20, so I need some other value from healing. And Elena's Prayer is how you got there. I will say most of Elena's decks have tended to be more mid-rangey, more kind of board-based, obviously, because you're buffing your board, but because you're healing, because there's so many cards that are control-oriented that are tied to healing as well, you're always on that sort of scale of like mid-range to control, right? So that's Elena's Prayer. I don't think we'll get Elena's Prayer immediately, but I'd be shocked if we never got it in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Next card is the very classic, just Themis Decree. It's just destroy all followers. This is just the normal board clear. Most board clears, at least in the early days, were kind of balanced around this, right? 6 play points, you're killing everything. If you're body, you're going to cost more. If you're only dealing a little bit of damage, you're going to cost less, basically. But yeah. Next card is sort of an alternate heal amulet, Tenko's Shrine. So Tenko's Shrine was whenever an effect restores defense to an ally, so it can be your leader or one of your followers. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower, and if there are no enemy followers in play, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader instead. So this was a great combination of board clear plus pushing face damage and being able to win games, right? Because you get this down, and you're either combining board clear with cards that heal you so that you clear the board and then you push the 2 damage face, or you just are able to, hey, I don't have any board clears or any direct or damage to deal with the board right now, so let me heal a bunch, and then Tenko's Shrine can clear the board for me. So very cool card. So next I wanted to show you guys a Worlds Beyond card that was revealed. Salefa, Guardian of Water. I'm very happy about her inclusion because she is an old Rage of Bahamut character that never got a card in Shadowverse 1. So she's going to be a 5-drop 3/3. On play, she's going to restore 3 defense to your leader. She has Ward, and then on Evolve, she's going to deal 3 damage to all enemy followers. So this is a great combination of everything we just talked about, right? So you have a heal, you have a small little bit of AoE, and she's going to have Ward, so she's going to be able to protect you a little bit as well. Very awesome card. I like this a lot. It'll be interesting to see where Haven goes in the future for Worlds Beyond. We obviously have a couple, one more legendary to reveal, and then all of the rest of the golds and everything. So yeah. Then I wanted to show you guys some example deck lists. Of course, on the left here is the Rebirth of Glory, Elena, Haven. So Elena, they printed her an actual card. All she did was when she evolved, you summoned the amulet. And this was sort of also a mech deck as well, because a lot of the cards that they had printed for Haven, a lot of the mech cards that they had printed for Haven at the time healed you. So you have Mecha Goblin, who Mecha Goblin, when he dies, he gives you a repair mode. I believe that's the name of it. And it was a 1-mana spell that healed you by 1. And then what else? We have what was her name? But the translations are off here. But the Praying Mechanical something, the 2-drop here, she was similar where on play she gives you that repair mode. And then whenever you play a Met card, she's going to gain Bane. So with Elena, your board is getting pretty big. So these low-cost followers that did something were very valuable. And then later on here, you have De La Phil, the 6-drop. And what she did was when you played her, she gave you the effect that at the end of your turn, you heal 1 to your board. And then where would we be without talking about Kel, the Holy Bowman? I guess his name is Kurt in Japanese. One of the iconic Shadowverse cards. 4-drop, 4/3. Whenever your leader is healed, dealt 1 to the entire enemy board. And then on evolve, you healed your leader by 2. And then he was going to do 2 to every time, or to the board every time you heal. So he was clearing board. So so Kel combined with the Elena effect was very powerful, because you're clearing their board, you're making a giant board. And yeah, another inclusion I really love about this list is the Olivia at the very bottom there. The issue with this deck was there's a lot of cards you want to evolve, like the Elena. Of course, you need the Elena online, and then also Kel as well. And what you can do is play Olivia, because she's going to let your followers evolve after you play her. So if she's on the field, the first follower that you play out of your hand is going to be able to evolve for free. And then Olivia also gained play points back for the amount of times you evolved. So you're going to be able to go like, hey, I used all my Evo points. I'm on turn 10. I can go Olivia into Kel, Evo Kel, and we still have some Evo points to work with. So that was Elena Haven. On the right here is sort of the control. What era was this? I believe this was Darkness over Velsar. I think this is Darkness over Velsar, or the set after it. But this was this is one of the last capital C control decks we ever got in the game. It was a Heal Haven. You had, I love this auto-translated name, the Pure Zone. That is an insane name, but I'm going to call it that from now, the Pure Zone. So it was a 4-drop amulet, and every time you healed, if it was your first time, you dealt 3 damage to something. If it was your second time, you summoned a tiger, which was a 4/4, and then if it was your third time, you gave something randomly +2/+2 ward and can't be targeted by effects. I believe that was the order. And then the rest of the deck is literally just heal, control stuff, and then you have this 5-drop Manifestation of Ra. I assume because it's the English name was Ra. And he was a really silly card. He was 5-drop, and then every time you pass your turn, he's going to be doing 1 damage to your opponent leader, and it starts to stack up. So you're going to, if you let the game last for a really long time, which was the goal, of course, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Another interesting thing they experimented with was this Archangel, the 5-drop here. What he did was on Evolve, he gave your leader, he uncapped your leader's max health to 25. Or I should say he gave your leader 5 more max health. So you could be at 25 health and stay at that, which was a really high number, and still have this control gameplay. I really liked this deck. This was, again, like I said, the last kind of, I would say, capital C control deck that existed in the game. But yeah, very fun. So why should you play Haven? Well, Haven is a typically control playstyle, so if you want to play that, or if you want a control deck, this is definitely the way to go. Especially with Blood combining with Shadow, the other sort of typically control class is gone. That we know of. So if you're just like, I'm a control gamer, let's lock in, I would just go Haven immediately. It's gonna have lots of heals. And then it also is a class that has answers for many things because it typically obviously has like board clears and stuff. It also has access to a lot of banishes, so that if you have cards that are like that have last words, or you just need to get rid of something, that's really strong because banishes are really good sometimes when there's like a lot of good cards with last words in the game. Obviously, right now we don't have many last word cards. Trying to think if there's even any that have been revealed. But yeah, I think Haven definitely, you're going to be able to tailor the deck to how you want to play this like control play style. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We're very close to the release. I'm very excited. And next is going to be Portalcraft, and then that will be it for the class introduction series. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful for some people, because I know there's people that are either coming into the game from either different games or from like Shadowverse Evolved, the physical game, and they need sort of like how the class is different from then to digital, or if you're just brand new and you're just like, hey, I saw this ad for this game and I want to figure out what I want to play early on. So yeah, hopefully this has helped, and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.